Hello students, we studied about the solution, its types and various methods of expressing the concentration in our previous video. Now let's start a new topic of this chapter, that is solubility and factors affecting the solubility of gas in a liquid. Okay, now what is solubility? Solubility for any substance is defined as the maximum amount of a solute that can be dissolved in a particular amount of the solvent to form a stable saturated solution at a particular temperature. Or we can say that how much amount of a solute can be dissolved to form a stable saturated solution at a particular temperature. Okay, and there are certain factors which affect the solubility of gas in liquid. As you know that some gases are highly soluble but some are less soluble. Okay, now there are some factors which affect the solubility of gas in a liquid. Now first factor is nature of gas and solvent. Nature of a gas and solvent. For example, oxygen. It is slightly soluble in water, but HCl is highly soluble in water. It means the nature affect the solubility. Their nature affect the solubility of a particular gas in a liquid. Okay, so the solubility of gas in a liquid, it depends on a thumb rule, that is like dissolve like. Or we can say that the solubility of gas in a liquid depends upon their chemical similarity. If the gas is having same nature as that of the solvent, then it is soluble. But if it is having a different nature from the solvent, then it is not soluble. Or we can say that a polar molecule is soluble in polar. A polar molecule is soluble in polar solvent. Or non-polar in non-polar solvent. Okay, it means it work on the phenomena of, or on the rule of like dissolve like. For example, HCl, ammonia, CO2. These gases are soluble in water. These gases are soluble in water. But N2, O2 and Cl2, okay, H2, these are less soluble in water. Now what is the reason behind the difference in the solubility of these gases? Okay, HCl, it is a polar molecule. Why it is a polar molecule? Why it is a polar gas? Because there is a difference in the electronegativity of these two elements. Chlorine is more electronegative as comparison to hydrogen. So this atom acquires slightly negative charge and this acquires positive charge. And similarly in case of water, OH bond is polar in nature. As in this case also, there is a difference in the electronegativity. Oxygen is more electronegative and hydrogen is less electronegativity. And if oxygen is more electronegative, then it acquire partially negative charge and this acquire partial positive charge. So there is a force of interaction. There is a forces of attraction between these two opposite charges, positive and negative charge. This positive charge attract the negative, or we can say negative attract positive. Negative charge attracted the positive terminal of this gas. So there is a forces of attraction between these two, as both are polar in nature. So due to this, they are highly soluble in water. But in case of oxygen, the electronegativity of these two elements is same. So it is a non-polar molecule. So it is less soluble in water. But as you know that oxygen is also present in water, but it is present to the lesser extent. It is only present for the survival of the aquatic animals. It is only present in the water to a limited extent, as it is non-polar. Why oxygen is present in limited extent in water? Because oxygen is non-polar in nature and water is having polar nature. Okay, and due to this, oxygen is present in water to a limited extent. Okay, now let's move to another factor that affect the solubility. Well, students, the next factor that affects the solubility of gas in a liquid is temperature. How does temperature affect the solubility of gas in liquid? The solubility of gas in liquid decreases with increase of temperature. The solubility of gas in liquid decreases with increase of temperature. This can be explained on the fact that when we increase the temperature, then kinetic energy of the particles increases and they leave the solution. As a result, the gaseous particle leave the solution and solubility of the gas in liquid decreases. And this can also be explained on the fact that the process of dissolution of gas in liquid is an exothermic process. This can also be explained on the basis that the dissolution of gas in liquid is an exothermic process. Okay, it means delta H is negative. Energy is released when the gaseous particle interact with the liquid molecules. And according to the Lee-Catlier principle, when the temperature increases, then equilibrium shifts toward the backward side, so that it can nullify the change that produced due to the increase of temperature to again attain the equilibrium during the chemical reaction. As to form the saturated solution, when a saturated solution is formed, then the rate of forward reaction becomes equal to the backward reaction. The rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of backward reaction, or we can say that the rate of dissolution is equal to rate of crystallization. Okay. In this case, when a gas dissolved in a liquid and we obtain a solution. Then when a gas is dissolved,